Thanks for tuning in to GTO Good Old Boys. Buckle up and enjoy the show with your host, Paul Ponder.
Hey guys, we're down here at Waterfront with a Good Old Boys episode, and I've got Mr. Drew McNutt with me and Lee. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about Castin and Catchin, a tournament that's coming up. It's a dadgum good tournament. And people, y'all need to listen to what Drew has to say because there's a lot that goes into this tournament. And I believe this is your 10th year, Drew?
Yes, sir. It is.
And so, you know, it's perfection. It's perfection at the best as far as the fishing community's involved. And Drew, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you and Lee go through and talk about what all y'all want to talk about it. Now, It's going to be May the 3rd, correct?
That's it.
$15,000 first place.
That's it. That's it.
Okay. Go with it.
2 months from today. That's hard to believe that 2 months will be our 10th year. It'll be our actual 9th fishing year, and then our 10th fundraising year. We had the COVID year that we didn't have the actual tournament. So very exciting. As you mentioned just a second ago, $15,000 grand prize guaranteed, in which you won't find in hardly any amateur tournament around.
That's exactly right.
So Zeus Logistics is our sponsor for that, our grand prize sponsor. And, you know, we're just ecstatic about being able to do this. The whole community in itself rallies around. And, of course, right back at Goose Pond Colony Resort, with the city of Scottsboro behind it, and Captain D's back for another year.
Fantastic sponsors.
10 years total. Yeah, Robbie Copenhaver and Robson Copenhaver have been with us since day one. I can never forget the day that happened. At the time, my Uncle Bruce Aiken was the CEO at Bassmasters, and we were starting this, and I said, you know, I think this is going to be when we started taking 2015 to plan, it's kind of like these are going to be our level of sponsors. And he said, you need a title sponsor. And I said, you know, I don't know if we can get that. He said, put it out there. If you don't get it, try for it the next year.
Right.
And so we put it out there for $10,000, which was our original goal in the very first year of the tournament of raising.
Boom.
And so Robbie said, I want the title sponsorship. And he had just been unbelievable the whole time. Be able to give back and believe in our cause. And the presenting sponsor, Harbin Automotive, has been with us since day one as well. So that. What you see is the majority, and I would say probably 98, 99% of our sponsors have been with us for that 10-year period.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That right there is fantastic.
It is.
There's not many folks that can say that.
Well, and it's all about everybody believing in the cause, believing in our mission and our passion, which is trying to find a cure and find more research for congenital heart disease, which is what this tournament started on, and with Lee and his son Tucker and
you've got a son that's got it.
Yeah, so Andrew, and then two of our other families, the Strouds and the Simpsons, that came on board with us when we started putting this together. But Lee's the mastermind behind all this happening in the first place. So I'll let him tell that story.
Yeah, we were down there in the hospital, and Tucker was having some procedure, and I think Andrew was too. And me and Drew were sitting there side by side, and me and Drew grew up kind of best friends from we were tiny, and I used to stay the night at his house, and he used to stay the night at my house. It's kind of weird how both our kids have congenital heart defects. But anyway, we were in the hospital that day, and I just looked at him. I said, we got to do something for these guys. And we just thought about a bass tournament. And Drew's took it off ever since I said those words.
No,
Drew's been raised up in the bass world.
He has.
Yeah, it wasn't just me. It was all of us. It was a team effort, and when he did that, it's kind of like, duh, why didn't we think of this?
Right.
And when he said that, it was just light bulbs going off everywhere. And like I said, I mean, the 2015 was the planning part of it, and 2016 got kicked off, and our original goal was $10,000 to donate to the hospital, which 100% of our sponsorship goes directly to the CVICU, Cardiovascular Intensive Care Unit at Children's of Alabama. And when that happened, we ended up, I think it was $108,000 in the first year.
Wow, y'all wanted 10, you got
$110,000. And really, we just started seeing where all this was heading, and the hospital was like, you know, $10,000 is great. You know, they have a lot of different fundraisers, and when we got to 50, I think they started taking us pretty serious at that point.
They said, okay, here we go.
That's right.
And so, but that says a lot about the community.
It is.
The community has supported y'all greatly. Huge. And, you know, the locals here, I can't say enough about how much they mean to us. I mean, going from $10,000 to $100,000, here we go.
Yeah, and what we want to try to understand is people, this is not a fraternity we want to be a part of with our kids in congenital heart disease, but to be able to have Children's of Alabama and the Pediatric Congenital Heart Center in Birmingham, it's one of those places you don't want to have to go.
Right.
But when you are there and you have it, it is a top-notch facility, and the outcomes are phenomenal. And we always say you never know what's going to be your child or your grandchild that might need it.
That's right.
So really the community, the whole area, all around Lake Gunnersville has rallied behind us and made it to what it is today.
I mean, sponsors like Captain D's and Harbin, I mean, you can't go wrong.
That's right.
That's exactly right, ain't it, Luke?
That's right.
I'm telling you. Well, let's get into the $15,000. Let's get into payouts. That's what people's interested in is the payouts.
Yes, and
That's the main
guaranteed
thing.
payouts.
Right, guaranteed. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
There's no if and that's capping at 200.
Yes, sir.
And right now he has about 100
Right at
entries.
100. Mm-hmm.
Right at 100 entries. So y'all have got about 2 months, and it's only $150 a boat, ain't it?
It is very cheap for what you're going to win. You have a chance. The overall payout is $45,000 just in cash. That doesn't even count prizes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's $75 a person.
That's it.
I mean, you
$75
can't, guys, you can't go wrong. Do your math. I mean, everybody sitting right here is saying, hey, $75, and I get a chance to win $7,500, which is half of the $15,000. Man, that's a no-brainer.
It is. And then on top of that, and it's what I was just telling Mr. Paul a minute ago, if we've gotten confirmation from the Ultimate Angler Championship that if you're the highest finisher that's a member of the Ultimate Angler membership, then you will go on to their championship.
Which is on Lake Gunnersville.
Lake Gunnersville in October. So
it is.
It's 2 separate registrations. One registration for our tournament, and then you have to also be registered through the Ultimate Angler. And if both of you in the boat are registered and you're the highest finishers in our tournament, then both of you go to the championship.
You're kidding me.
No, sir.
So it's a team entry.
You would fish individually in the championship.
Right, exactly.
But for hours, a team, absolutely.
Guys, spend the other $500, I believe what it is.
It is.
If you get a chance, the tournament he's talking about is a chance to win $500,000.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's unheard of nowadays. And, $500,000 is a life changer.
It is.
Somebody's going to win it.
Somebody's life will change for sure.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go on down to this. It ain't $500,000, but let me tell you, you've thrown in some $1,000 plugs in there that I like.
We have. One thing that we did last year, we changed it up, and on the tens, it would be $1,000, and big fish, $1,000 first place. So we've tried to be really creative and making sure that it's well worth the time of the angler. We grew up fishing and fished a lot of tournaments and stuff, and try to when we can find time.
Exactly.
Can't find time anymore.
No, I don't know where the time goes. Yeah, but we want to make sure 100% of the sponsorships go to the CVICU. And one unique thing is we wanted 100% of the payback to go back to the anglers.
Right.
And it's actually with the $15,000 grand prize, it's actually about 110% payback on your money. So I just don't know how many tournaments are out there that
There's not.
that like that.
There's not. I can't think of a one, and I may be mis-talking right here, misspeaking, but I don't think there's one out there that has 110% payback.
Yeah, it's very hard to find.
It is. It is. And like he said, on the 10th place, 20th place, 30th place, and 40th place, that's $1,000, boys. So if you got 12 pounds and think you're gonna throw your fish back, you better weigh them suckers in. That might be $1,000.
Never know.
That's exactly
I
right.
believe it happened last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Somebody thought, well, I'm not going to go weigh in. It comes in there and wins $1,000. So
Yeah.
And then on top of that, Bassmaster has been one of our big contributing sponsors in product. They bring their weigh stage, so they bring their weigh trailer to the event. Same ones that Bassmaster opens, Bassmaster Elite Series walks across and weighs their fish. You'll be able to do that. It is a top tier as far as fish conservation. That's what all of us are concerned about. Making sure that we do the very best that we can to restore back into Lake Gunnersville so our kids and grandkids
Now
can
explain to them. Here's a major factor. I just got through with the Angler's Choice tournament, and Drew and I were talking earlier before this started. Explain to them they can't trailer their fish.
No, sir. So
Explain what that means.
Yeah. So in some tournaments you can, but in ours to make sure that we have the best fish conservation period, there is no trailering your fish. So basically, you can put in anywhere, but you're going to blast off from Goose Pond.
Right.
And then we have plenty of parking. We've almost got the parking down to a science with
hard
Lee
part,
here,
wasn't it?
figuring out the whole parking system. We try to get you in the water and out of the water. So we're capping at 200. So it's not going to be, we'll get you in and there as quick as possible.
So what you do is you bring your fish into the docks at Goose Pond.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get the fish out.
That's
And
right.
you carry them to the weigh station.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go right back to the boat with the fish, or back to turn them loose.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take your boat out of the water.
That's correct. Yes. So just a little bit of situations where tournaments are different. We have 2 CTAs, Certified Tournament Associates, that come with bass.
Okay.
They have all the tanks chilled down to a certain water temperature to make sure we have the oxygen pumping in. They've got all the treatment that's in there. We use their weigh bags, which are the top-notch bags with a mesh,
Right.
making sure you come out of your boat. You've got them in both bags. You come and separate the outside vinyl bag into the oxygenated water in the tanks, which is already regulated with the temperature. And from what I remember, there was probably 16 or 18 tanks there.
Wow.
So they keep it under control. And then by the time you get on the stage, we'll call you up, you pull your fish out of the last tank. We get the fish out, get them on the scales. We're 20 seconds minimum, or
Right.
maximum probably 20 seconds.
I would say 20 maximum.
We're ready to go. So there are times where we do some pictures. There are times when we don't.
Right.
If the fish look good and they're healthy, we got a little bit of time. If they might be struggling a little bit, need a little attention, we dip them back in the water, and then we have a lot of our high school kids, high school fishermen that come and help out with the tournament, and they'll get them right back in the tank to be rehabbed and get put back alive back in Lake Guntersville.
So, guys, y'all do y'all's part out there on the water. They're doing their part here at the weigh-in, and the fish is going to go right back to be able to be caught again one
That's
day.
it. That's what we want. That's the whole goal.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So to cap this off, it's a $150 entry fee
That's correct.
with a chance to win $15,000 first place.
I'll take my chances, wouldn't you?
You got that shot right. Exactly. And what you got is 10th, 20th, 30th, and 40th place. If you come in one of those places, you're going to win $1,000 instead of $300.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a $700 bonus
That's it.
to be lucky enough to come with a zero.
That's it.
That's right.
So that right there, that's good.
We
Who
try
dreamed
to-
this up?
Well, when you're constantly trying to
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
constantly trying to not if it's the old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it
Yes.
type mentality, but
Right.
just trying to
Entice the fishermen.
right,
Give
and
them
then
something to fish
we
for.
do have a lot of kids that
Right.
fish the tournament as well, and if you think you struggle and you have a bad day and you've caught 12 pounds like you said
Right.
earlier, you may hit right on that 40th or 30th place and you may win $1,000.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
those are unique situations that we do. We do have prizes as well that would be
Is that
given away.
on after the 60th
That's
place?
in addition to the 60th place.
Okay.
So we, I believe we've paid down in prizes to 90th place.
Wow.
Last year.
That's nearly half. That's nearly 50% of
It
the field.
is. It is. And we like I say, we want to make it unique. We want to make it worth everybody's time.
Right.
And that's why we keep the entry fee low.
Right.
Is because we want people to be there. We want people to to be a part of it.
Right.
And I think right now, last time I looked at registration, there were 7 different states that were registered for our tournament.
That is amazing.
So we normally end up with 9 to 10 different out-of-state anglers that come in.
Wow, that's sweet. Does that not make you feel good?
Well, it does.
Get you excited, don't it?
It
I'm getting
does.
excited just sitting
It
here
does.
talking and watching y'all.
Well, it is. It's a 365-day, 24/7 mission and passion. It's not work.
Exactly.
And when you see your children go through what our children have been through, it's just you do everything you can to make it the best that you possibly can.
Right, exactly. Well, Lee, do you have anything else?
Man, I don't. Just get registered as quick as you can because it's
Right.
filling up quick.
And come by Harbin Ford and buy.
Buy a truck.
Well, it's
Car,
Harbin
SUV, whatever.
Chevrolet. What
either,
is it?
Either one, Ford or Chevrolet.
You got it all.
Got it all.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
You
right.
got somebody that's got it all here.
Yep.
He's got all the money.
Yep.
He's trying to give it to y'all. Y'all
Absolutely.
get off your butts and get down here and get in this tournament. How do you register for the tournament?
So everything's online. We do have the flyers that are the laminate that you'll see being put on your trucks at the boat ramps. We have them at Waterfront, at GTO Waterfront, GTO at Goose Pond. They'll be actually at GTO down in Guntersville as well.
Okay.
So we try to get out and try to hit everybody as best as we can as far as at the boat ramps. But Castin and Catchin.org, so Castin without the G, the letter N, Catchin without the G, .org. So it's pretty catchy there.
Okay.
But you can get to that from there. We're also on Facebook, Castin and Catchin for CHD.
Can you zoom in on this right here so they can see
it's on the screen behind you.
Okay, it is. If you'll look up on the screen and take the little print or the apostrophes, whatever you call them, I forgot my English. So if you take them out, then you'll have the right website to go to.
That's correct. And we, what Lee talked about it, you don't want to be kind of like the Big Cash Bash. I believe I said it correctly. With Pat Kennemer, you don't want to be the guy on the outside looking in.
That's right.
So go ahead and get signed up. Like I say, we're approaching that halfway mark, right there at the halfway mark. So those that are waiting on the later flights, I know people have said that in the past, which in May, it's May the 3rd this year, so it's just a little bit later than we have been in the past.
But the fish will be biting.
They will, and they'll be in all phases, I would imagine.
That's exactly right.
So it's very exciting. We're really excited, and 2 months from today.
And Bass Cash Bash started March the 1st. You could actually be fishing 2 tournaments here with a chance to win $1,500.
That's exactly right.
To catch a tag fish, but you got to sign up for Bass Cash Bash. Sign up for it. Sign up for this one. And on May the 3rd, you could be fishing for $16,500.
That's right. And so Pat Kennemer's always been really good. If a tag fish is caught during the tournament, they are registered. We see that, and he honors that. So thank you, Pat, to that, and Big Bass Cash Bash, and then of course the Ultimate Angler Championship too. That
guys do it all. I mean, you got $500. You'll spend that on Cokes in a year. Just don't drink a Coke for a year. you got your $500 to get in that. Then you could be fishing for $500,000. You could win $1,500 in Bass Cash Bash, and you can win $15,000 with Castin and Catchin
for a $150 entry fee.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
So let me tell you, it's amazing. This right here is a tournament of a lifetime, and really, in all sincerity, y'all need to support what y'all are pushing.
Yeah.
And your boy's doing good.
We are. Tucker and Andrew are doing well. I believe we go back April the 3rd for a checkup, and I don't know when.
We go back in September.
September. So,
wow.
It's a constant monitoring. And just a little bit about that, 40,000 kids are born in the United States with congenital heart disease every year. And it's the largest birth defect. 1 in 100 kids are affected.
Wow.
And it doesn't get talked about a lot.
Right.
And, we came back from Washington, D.C., Wednesday of last week advocating for congenital heart disease, and hopefully we're making some headway there. But it's, like I said, it's a mission and a passion, and we see what our kids have gone through. And, and everybody often wonders, so Brody Simpson, Jason and Lacey Simpson, Brody's doing well. William Franklin Stroud, we lost him. And everybody wonders, why don't we have boat one? We do have boat one. Boat number one will always be William Franklin Stroud.
Okay.
In memory of him. And so we have really come together, and it's really wild how the good Lord has worked in a lot of our situations and brought us together. And all of our sons were born with congenital heart disease, and just talk to your neighbor.
Right.
They'll know somebody that's been affected by congenital heart disease for sure.
Wow. And as long as you keep that good Lord in,
that's it.
Good things are going to happen.
That's it. Got to keep them at the center.
You got that shot right. If he ain't centered on top, guys, think seriously about that also. Please get your life right.
Absolutely. 1,000%. Yes, sir.
Well, I really appreciate you coming. Thank you so much, Lee Bradford. Thank you. And I hope that everything goes well for you. Guys, really sincerely, get out here and consider fishing this tournament. There's over 100 more spots available. It is a cap at 200 boats, and we would love to see you at Goose Pond on that day, having the time of your life and celebrating. Now, you got to give all the money you win to your wife, but, that's just everyday living, right?
That's just the norm.
That is.
Yeah.
So, really, y'all get out here. Y'all get to fishing. Don't forget May the 3rd, and get you $150 and get in this thing. It's going to be great, and there's going to be a lot of fun at Goose Pond Colony. May the 3rd, Castin and Catchin. Thanks a lot. Y'all hang with us.
I appreciate it. Yeah, he does. He's got it.